Yes, everyone, live FUTV on location. I hope you're all doing fantastically well. I hope you've all had a brilliant day. We are celebrating in Crystal Palace shirts this afternoon. If you're a Man United fan, if you're a fan of any Premier League side, you are celebrating this afternoon because Crystal Palace have just won the FA Cup final. Pep Guardiola is potless. And no matter how bad Manchester United's season has been, at least we can all look back and laugh at Pep Guardiola and his salty attitude face, I usually call him. It has just made what happened last night feel a little bit better for Manchester United fans. And that's as far as it goes. Because we're talking Manchester United, of course. We're talking everything around Manchester United's transfer business, the aftermath from yesterday. There is still some of it. I want to touch on Rasmus Hojlund. We've got an update on Mastuno as well, which is coming in, which is very, very important for Manchester United. And we have ig update on Carreras Fernandez as well. That deal to Real Madrid looking like it is edging even closer now, and big chunks of profit for Manchester United to go and spend money very quickly and spend money in June with that money. All of that information coming up. I will get all of your comments in on this as well. And you may have noticed before we even got started, what the hell is that backdrop, Adam? Well, I posted out earlier on today. Me and Carreras just did something spontaneous. Airbnb, got away. I'm thinking, I don't want to be in Manchester when Manchester City pick up that bleeding trophy. No thank you. Don't want to hear the neighbours. Don't want to hear anybody. Just spare of the moment. Let's get away. We'll take the equipment with us and we'll just film on location. And then Palace went and beat Manchester City. I'm sure I manifested that win for Palace today. Congratulations to them. Commiserations not to Pep Guardiola. But yes, that is why I'm in a different surrounding. But I can see all of your comments. I've got you all on the show. And like always, as you would have seen last summer, if you are new to the channel, this is how it goes. No matter where I am, if I'm on holiday, if I'm on a break, the news still comes to you 2 or 3 times live every single day. And this is your update today because I want to talk about the Rasmus Hojlund situation and what's happening with him regarding the Ruben Amorim coming out after the game, like we spoke about this morning, and saying that Rasmus Hojlund is doing everything he possibly can. He's happy with him. He's getting better. Well, that's about it, really, because obviously we all know that Rasmus Hland is awful at the moment, and the media were quizzing Ruben Amorim last night in that press conference after the Chelsea game, and he came back in defence of his player, like you would probably expect him to in the cameras. I think my issue this morning with it was that he seems very, very convincing in what he's saying about Rasmus Hojlund improving and getting better. He is not. He's getting worse. And it concerns us in thinking that Ruben's going to get sucked in to this whole, let's just see if this player works out scenario, rather than making a big call very, very quickly as soon as we have the possibility to do so in this summer transfer window. Now, Samuel Luckhurst, however, has come out, and you'd have seen probably a bit of a tit for tat on social media, people having a go at Samuel Luckhurst about this news. Some people like Rasmus Hojlund, some people put their name to Rasmus Hojlund and really made a big deal out of it, and it backfired on them. He just hasn't turned out to be the player that we hoped he would be, and he's been a complete waste of money so far this season in particular. Last season, not bad, but past that, Samuel Luckhurst has come out today from the MEN and said people in power at Manchester United, United bosses, directors at Manchester United, the hierarchy, whatever you want to call them, have had enough of Rasmus Hojlund and they want him out of the football club. It's as simple as that. Rasmus Hojlund isn't good enough. No, we know he's not good enough, and Manchester United are open to offers this summer for him. That's the story going around, which is a complete contrast to what Ruben Amorim was saying last night. It's bigging him up. Now, whether or not Ruben Amorim is talking to the actual Manchester United structure and management team at the football club, and it's a case of, well, look, I'll say this on camera just to make it look like we are trying to get through to the end of the season, and let's be honest, we're kind of going to need Rasmus Hojlund for that last game, even though I wouldn't play him anyway, but I think Ruben is going to play him. He wants the number 9, and he's the only one who is actually available for Ruben Amorim right now. But still, when you look at the situation, Rasmus Hojlund right now being the only number 9 for United in shocking form, meaning Manchester United are going hell-bent this summer on bringing in forwards, and we all know that we are bringing in forwards this summer. We've got a couple already on the hook, but I think this is a case of Ruben says one thing, the hierarchy say another, and leaks come out of Manchester United all the time, as we know. I mean, Samuel Luckhurst, to be honest, he has been a big part of the leaks coming out of Manchester United in the past, and I think even he will admit that, to be honest. He has been right there at the forefront when anything has broke. He used to be the man that Jose Mourinho joked about in bringing out the team news and picking the team before it had even been announced. So that kind of shows you that the leaks from Manchester United, even though the MEN would have reported on these leaks, are actually part of the leaks, if you go off what previous managers have said anyway. But we know that in that case, then there is somebody saying something, and there is something leaking out of Manchester United regarding Rasmus Hojlund. Look, it doesn't mean that he's going to be sold this summer. It doesn't mean that he's going to be giving Manchester United or bringing Manchester United any funds to the coffers to add to the transfer kitty, you could say. But what it does prove is that, again, this is a new management team that's in place at Manchester United, which is basically trying to play catch-up after the messes from before and the previous regime. But they are just, I think, really, if I'm looking at this, I'm thinking that they're just bewildered as to how this player was brought in, how he was scouted, and how Manchester United thought he was worth 75 million. We've talked about this forever and a day, and we've built this up before in other shows, even this morning on Rasmus Hland, and we know he's not good enough. And does this mean that Manchester United get rid of him? Honestly, I still don't think anybody buys Rasmus Hojlund this summer. I really don't. I think he'll end up being an expensive number 2 for Manchester United going into the new season, and I think that's what Manchester United are preparing themselves for. Manchester United coming out and saying they have had enough of Rasmus Hojlund, that he just simply isn't good enough for the football club, or any comment like that, all that does is say to us that Manchester United are going to go out and find another striker. Whether Rasmus leaves or not, it's still not going to stop Manchester United. It's just reassuring the fact that we are going to have to go out and get a new forward in at the football club. And that, I feel, you can now put on the definite page, rubber stamp it, and say that Manchester United will look different going forward next season in that forward area. Number 9, number 10s, I personally feel if the chance came around and Manchester United could buy 2 strikers, then they would go out and buy 2 strikers. I do believe that, which does take us into the next bit of news, because Manchester United, obviously, we're looking at the possibility of bringing in not just Matheus Cunha, but another number 10. Now, the story coming out from Graham Bailey today is that Manchester United are well and truly in negotiations, and it is a real possibility that they could get Franco Mastuno from River Plate. Now, this deal we've spoken about plenty of times already. 38 million is the release clause. Manchester United are fully prepared to pay the 38 million. Now, if United went in and bought Mastuno, who is only 18, for 17 going on 18, go and bring him in for 38 million. That takes the money away from a Shirke, from an Mbumo, from a Semenyo, all of them players off the table completely. That's it. We're not going to be going in for them players. We cannot afford to spend 38 million quid on Mastuno and then go out and get another player that you would think is more experienced. That's the story coming out from Graham Bailey today. So when I look at the Rasmus Hojlund situation, I don't necessarily think that this is Manchester United going out buying a Rasmus Hojlund replacement. It's a completely different player. But what this tells me is you've got Matheus Cunha, you've got Liam Delap, and then you've got Mastuno. Now, it's a summer that nobody expected, and if I'm completely honest, from what I've seen in comment sections on my live shows, from what I've seen in messages to me and on social media, a front three next season, or an investment for Manchester United of what will it be? 130 to 140 million for them 3 players. That is not convincing any Manchester United fan whatsoever as United moving forward. That is a plan for the future, and where, yes, you can see the absolute quality in Mastuno in the future, what Matheus Cunha is now, and I'm taking Cunha out of this as the uncertainty, because I think he's a dead cert. I think he is a quality player. But Delap and Mastuno are unproven at the highest level. Obviously, River Plate, pressure, atmosphere, intimidation factor, everything like that. If you can handle that that sort of expectation level and pressure over in Argentina, then the Premier League shouldn't really concern you regarding like atmosphere and hostilities. I think what you've got to look at here is like people are scrutinising you every single minute. And I know the analytics and everything else that comes with being in the Premier League and what people look into is scrutinised even more. And that's a different type of pressure for a player to handle. And I think Manchester United bring that in abundance, to be honest. So when you look at that, I feel like Manchester United bringing in Mastuno, that's not convincing anybody because of them. Like, we don't know what he's going to do in the Premier League. It's as simple as that. Obviously, Delap has played a year in the Premier League, and the jury is still out. No one's fully convinced of him yet. These are deals you would expect Manchester United to make in the middle of a transfer window where you are bringing in ready-made quality or your team is doing well. So you're just adding a few little bits of quality around an already playing well football side. So if, for instance, Newcastle were making these types of signings, I think everybody would be getting excited. But because Manchester United have got so much work to do, and so much to cover and catch up with all of these other teams that we're talking about here, every single Man United fan, I feel right now, is looking at the deals and going, okay, we're looking at the transfer window a bit differently, but I'm still not convinced that these are the right moves to move Amorim forward next season. Can we wait for Mastuno another year? Amorim can't. Can we wait for Liam Delap to get used to being Manchester United's #1 striker? Amorim can't. He's going to be gone. We know this because if United are not at least in and around top 6 next season or within a few points of top 6 by the time that we hit the Christmas period again, then Amorim I fully expect to be gone from Manchester United. Because 130 million there on them 3 players, if that is the way that United are going with that forward line, obviously Mastuno could absolutely destroy everything in his path. Every single team on the planet is after Mastuno, and United know this, which is why we're going to spend the money. If he turns out to be the forward form of Lenny Yoro, and we have to go out and spend money to stop him going to Real Madrid, then if he turns out to be anything like that, I'll be happy. I'll be a happy man. And Manchester United will have a real talent on their hands. And he does look the real deal. You have to be honest, he looks like he is running games right now. But again, the Premier League is different. Manchester United are a different animal altogether. And a Manchester United that are on their ass with everybody scrutinising every single move or appointment that's made, that is a tough call for an 18-year-old from South America. And let's not forget, we're also bringing in Diego Leon into the fray in all of this as well. So that's what you've got to look at in all of this. Why are these deals happening? I'm coming to the comment section in a minute, everybody, don't worry. Why are these deals happening now? Why are we talking about this possibly happening in June? Because of Real Madrid. It's as simple as that. Real Madrid don't want to spend the money on Mastuno now, but Real Madrid are building a team and spending money, as the announcement was there today, this morning. Dean Howson, here we go. He is finalised. He is going to move to Real Madrid at the end of the season. That is done. They want to obviously... they want Trent Alexander-Arnold in place. I think that's a different story anyway. But yeah, also what they are doing is going for Alvaro Fernandez Carreras. And this is where I think Manchester United can actually go out and get that extra player in June. I think they've known that this deal is going to be happening. It's why they've not moved on Alvaro Fernandez in January, I don't think. Because Real Madrid coming in and spending €50 million on him gives Manchester United a big chunk of change in that sell-on clause. That's going to fetch Manchester United approximately, from the reports, around about 20 million. 100% profit, 20 million quid for Alvaro Fernandez Carreras. So that alone gives United the opportunity, because that money's in now, before this financial year ends. So we can spend on Matheus Cunha, we can spend on Delap. I actually feel like Manchester United knew that Carreras was going. And I think this is starting to make sense, because Real Madrid want Carreras in for the Club World Cup. So they've got that 2-week period from June 1st to, I think, 14th, isn't it? Or something like that, to get players done so they can register for the Club World Cup. And that, obviously, brings Manchester United that money into our accounts in this latest financial year. So I think this has been something that's been bubbling up for a while, actually. So Carreras coming in, I feel, is what is funding partly what Manchester United are doing in June right now. And when David Ornstein comes out and Romano comes out talking about Matheus Cunha, and he says that they don't need to sell players, they don't need to sell anyone in the current squad, doesn't necessarily mean or take out of the equation somebody that's already at another club that has a sell-on clause. Do you know what I mean? And if Mason Greenwood ends up being sold as well, United's set to make another 20 to 25 million from a Mason Greenwood sale. Manchester United are actually making more money than we would off players that haven't played for the club for a year than we would selling Marcus Rashford. They're the facts. And that is what I think is happening right now anyway. Anybody who hasn't or wasn't at the start of the show and you've noticed a different background, me and Kaz just decided to go on the road, spare of the moment, spend a couple of nights away and just bring you guys with us. That's what it was. Yeah, so the live shows are going to be location ones for a couple of days, that's all, and then we'll be back in amongst it. We're basically just trying to give ourselves a break and recharge before the carnage, which is Wednesday night. That is it. You may have also noticed in the chat plenty of people talking about Crystal Palace beating City. Friday night doesn't seem too bad when something like that happens on the Saturday, especially when no one else is playing and everyone's watching one game. Sorry, Pep. It's not been a good one for you, my friend, has it? Anyway, in the link chat, in the live chat, sorry, there is a link right there to our brand new shirt sponsors, our shirt partners now. So please get onto that. If you look up into the live chat right now, you will see the link to OK Jerseys. They are our partners for all football shirts, including Palace. You can get the Palace shirt there if you want. If you click on that link in the live chat, that will automatically give you discounts from myself, and the prices will change automatically for you to get whatever jersey you want. I was wearing one last night for the watch along. If you didn't see it, it was a special training top for Manchester United training top. They have everything on there, everybody. Get onto it now. Honestly, you won't find better prices. You won't find better quality as well. You have two options. You have the match-wearing shirts and then the fan shirts. So you've got player shirts and fan shirts. Player shirts are the ones that you would wear on the pitch that are designed to fit a bit differently. And then the fan shirts are a little bit more comfier wear as well. All of them options for every single club. Go look it up, everybody, anyway. And yes, go get yourself a Crystal Palace shirt and celebrate them winning a trophy. I mean, who'd have thought that today? Brilliant news. Anyway, on that, I'm going to get into the comments section right now. On the Rasmus, talk to me about that. Who do you believe? Is Ruben Amorim really bigging up Rasmus Hojlund, or do you believe in what Samuel Luckhurst has said, that the hierarchy at Manchester United are not impressed, fed up with him, and they are ready to pull the plug at any given, at any opportunity, if there is the right bid in place? There is one thing, in terms of backing the manager, are Manchester United willing to take a loss on certain players to get them out of the football club, to help Ruben build a different culture at Manchester United? I heard Gary Neville talking about this on the overlap, actually. How do you back him when these players don't want to go? Well, you have to pay some of these players out and take less money. You have to take the hit for Manchester United to start improving on the pitch. And that's what these players are holding out for. So are United prepared to back Ruben Amorim on that and really give him the tools going forward? And he cannot get the tools in until he gets some of the deadwood out. And that, I think, is where we're at with it anyway. Gareth says, don't understand why you would badmouth the motive, your only available striker just days before a major fight. Oh my God, go and watch Goldbridge, mate. Jesus, like, you could have copied him word for word, could you not? Get your own opinion. Seriously, mate, come on. Like, don't even think that this is bad-mouthing a striker. Don't even think he's bad-mouthing a striker at all before a final. Like, seriously, what has every single Manchester United fan done? Like, if it isn't him that you've copied that off, sorry if it isn't, by the way, mate. But it's just very similar to what I've seen him put out there today in trying to claim that a journalist has come out and said that Rasmus Hojlund is being bad-mouthed. or a journalist is bad-mouthing Rasmus Hojlund a few days before a final. Are you seriously, like, honestly, no. Like, honestly, it's not, I know it's not aimed at me, Gareth, or anything like that, but that is literally what someone else said before, who I just mentioned then. It's pathetic, to be honest, because every single Man United fan has been absolutely slaughtering Rasmus Hojlund for weeks, and someone's made something out of completely nothing there. I'm actually happy if this story is true. I'm happy it's been leaked out, because I am not accepting the fact that we are looking at the Europa League final as a get-out-of-jail card. I'm not accepting it. I will celebrate the fact that Manchester United win that final if we do. But the fact that we're going into that final and these players are getting stick, I couldn't give a shit, mate. Honestly, I really couldn't. I'm glad. I'm glad that this news has come out. I really am. Because these players need to be reminded who they're playing for. And this game is important. Don't balls it up. Because even if you do win, you're still going to get the same amount of stick going into the summer, because one game does not cover a full season, in my opinion. So yes, Gareth, I know you're not having a go at me on that one there, mate. But like, people making a big deal out of someone coming out and saying that Rasmus Hojlund is earmarked for the exit door 3 days or 4 days before a cup final. Honestly, like, what world are we living in right now? Can we not have an opinion on a player? Can we not actually talk about facts of a player that is completely letting his side and his teammates down right now? I've been to the last couple of games of Manchester United, and you can see players getting actually frustrated with him. We talked about the fact that Maguire and Bruno were doing it to Garnacho this morning, and I talked about Garnacho openly as not good enough for Manchester United right now. And I think what that story is and what's happening there is the fact that you've got somebody who's at every single Manchester United game reporting on what is going on, talking to staff close to the players, and giving opinions through connections that they've got at the football club that are genuine in their minds. It's not spreading crap. I don't think there's any Manchester United fan on the planet that would be surprised if Rasmus Hojlund's head was on the chopping block for the transfer out of the club this summer. I'd be astonished if anybody thought that this was breaking news and absolutely ludicrous news all of a sudden being brought out there before a few days before a final. Like, don't fall for it, honestly. I'm telling you right now, everyone, like, you know what you feel. Rasmus Hojlund will already know. He's all over social media all of the time anyway, so he would have seen what the fans are saying. And obviously, if you've not got the fans on board, that's worse than any journalist coming out and saying that the hierarchy at the football club are reportedly not happy with you. Look, they're his employer, and he's not giving him anything for the money that they're spending on him. So he will know, and his agent will know more than anybody, that he's really under pressure going into this summer, and he could be sold. So don't let other people make it sound like somebody's got one little vendetta or an agenda against a certain player before a final. We've all had our own agendas, and we've all had our issues with certain players at this football club because we just don't like them and we don't think they're good enough. Like, look at mine with Onana. I've openly admitted that I really, really don't rate the guy. And I think he's the worst Manchester United keeper in decades. I don't care. I know he's going to cock something up in the final. He was shocking last night as well. And that's just where these players are at. If they cannot handle being criticised and coming out in the tabloids when you're playing for the biggest football club on the planet, then you don't belong at the biggest football club on the planet. It's as simple as that. Deal with it, be a man, and actually perform. Use it as fuel. Do what Scott McTominay did. Whenever any journalist went in on Scott McTominay, I mean, seeing the interview actually with Samuel Lucas, believe it or not, and he was saying that when asked about the criticism coming his way and people saying that he's not good enough to be a Manchester United player, all he said was, I used it as fuel and it made me play better. That's the mentality of a Manchester United player. Whether you think he's got the quality or not, at least the mentality's there. And that's what I think Harry Maguire has got. He has got a Man United mentality. He keeps on going. Bruno Fernandes has got exactly the same. He keeps on going. We can argue the quality with these players all the time, and we've had many, many debates about it, haven't we? But one thing you cannot say is that them players have not performed. Them players have been as inconsistent, as what Rasmus Hojlund has. Like, yep, you could say that Harry Maguire had a couple of bad seasons, but he's had 2 decent seasons in a row right now and turned it around. Should we give Rasmus Hojlund another season? Yeah, you could probably say. Then if I'm using Maguire as an example, then that's only fair to give Rasmus another go. But my argument every single time has always been that Ruben Amorim won't have another season to let this player improve. He needs to act now. And my point and argument above every single player leaving Manchester United, I've been criticised, or even been brought up in a report about leaving Manchester United, has been off the back of Ruben's not got the time to make it work for them. And that's it. That's the argument every single time. And we said this morning, Omar Barada says that players staying around at Manchester United for more than 3 or 4 years that haven't performed is a thing of the past. Well, let's see what happens this summer on that one, because that, I feel, is going to be hard to implement. And I said that this morning as well. Right, let's get a few more comments in. First and foremost, congratulations to Palace at second. We need Eza. It's so bad. How much would he be priced at? 60 million apparently is the release clause on Eza. We have talked about him before. There is a video on it actually about United being linked to him this summer. No matter how bad one individual may be, they surely won't sell for PSR deficits. I get it, mate, I do. It's financially counterproductive. It's why open heart surgery will never happen. Well, counterproductive off the back of covering the loss with players that have come for your academy like Greenwood and Alvaro Fernandez. Could that be something that actually works in our favour as well? I mean, how far are they willing to go? I think that's what we've got to say. A couple of other bits and snippets of news that is coming in, that are coming in right now. I'll go through everything as it drops, just to make sure you're fully up to date with everything. Manchester United and Chelsea have both expressed interest in signing AC Milan defender Theo Hernandez this summer, and that's come from Tuta Mercato in Italy. I don't think United will be going for Theo Hernandez. I don't think that ship has sailed. I think he's keen on moving back to Real Madrid, to be honest. I think that's the story that I see. We'll see, anyway. Manchester United will wear red shirts with black shorts and black socks in the Europa League final against Tottenham. The best kit that we could get, and the best looking kit for Manchester United is always black. It's always red and black. The white, never the best for me. I prefer the black socks, definitely. They are 100% for me, I feel, the best that are out there for Manchester United. And I think we always get good results when we wear that kit as well. So yeah, black socks and black shorts, if it matters to you. I don't know, but I'm one of them old nostalgia type of fans. I know that we always seem to play better back in the 90s with the black shorts and black socks on. I'm clinging on to absolutely anything I possibly can for Man United to win this final, everybody. So yeah. Right, let's get some more comments in. Tomo in Thailand, a great penalty save by Henderson today too. I know, but should he have been sent off? That's the debate right now, isn't it? Should Hendo have been sent off before anything else happened? That is exactly what Pep will be talking about right now. I can picture his salty interview right now about that, and he will be bringing that up for sure, 100%. Let's see what else we've got in the chat here. Loads of people having a good conversation. I love that. Keep it up, everybody. Yeah, so I just wanted to go over the news again. It's the Quickfire Live update show tonight, so you can go out and celebrate Manchester City losing the FA Cup final. We had some joy at the end of the season. Maybe that can lead into more on Wednesday. You never know. But yes, talking about the Rasmus Hojlund situation and Samuel Lucas coming out. Some people will call this fake news and call it absolute garbage. I call it reality. And then other people need to just shut their mouths and stop trying to make content out of nothing. It basically is, like every single Man United fan already thinks, Rasmus Hojlund's future is uncertain at the football club. And if they can get a deal for him this summer, they will sell him. I think it's common knowledge. Haven't United come out and said that not one player is safe at the club? And if the right price comes in, then he's gone. All this does is confirm that United, they're going to go out and buy another forward, and Rasmus isn't going to be number one because the hierarchy are fed up with him. And that's why we're looking for another striker. I mean, seriously, it makes me laugh. Some people, like, it's been common knowledge for a long time in the news, and some people, because they've got their own agendas, they're trying to make it sound like something else. But just don't worry about it, everybody. It's nothing major. But all it is that Manchester United, and what I've run it like tonight, is are being proactive and looking for another forward because we have got a shit one in place right now, which is Rasmus Hojlund. It's as simple as that. That's all it is. And United will bring another forward, 2 or 3 even. And that proves the point that they have been fed up with Rasmus Hojlund. Otherwise, they won't be that desperate, would they, to go out and get another one in before the bleeding original transfer window even opens. I mean, seriously. Like Mastuno as well from Graham Bailey. That's another update from United today, which is that Manchester United, as we've known, are prepared to pay that 38 million release clause for Mastuno. And that, I feel, is going to be a big one for Manchester United because of all of the clubs that are actually tracking him and want him. United, the only team at the moment to come forward and actually put up proper bidding, and negotiations, according to Graham Bailey, are ongoing with Mastuno, and it could actually be Manchester United making the biggest move yet and possibly bringing him in this summer. 38 million for him. Alvaro Fernandez is going to Madrid. United are about to make around 20 million quid, 100% profit, which could go a long way to funding both, obviously, Cunha, Mastuno, Liam Delap, all in the first couple of weeks of this transfer window. So that, I think, is where United are confident they can get these deals done, because they are bringing in significant money from these sell-on clauses that Manchester United have installed in certain players. So looking like Alvaro and possibly Mason Greenwood could bring United a substantial amount of money this summer. And I said a moment ago that both of them together, with the reported fees that United are set to gain, would be more than what United would profit if we sold Marcus Rashford this summer. So that is an extra bonus for Manchester United, and quite significant anyway. We have just been gifted 5 memberships as well, everybody, from London. What a legend. If you are one of them 5 new members, please make sure that you do give London a big fat thank you in the live chats, everybody, as well. Look, I am on location. We are out and about for a couple of days. Me and Kaz just booked something, spare of the moment this morning, and just went. Wanted to be out of Manchester before City won the Cup, and then Palace won it. So I'm claiming victory on that one. The fact that I'm not in Manchester is why Crystal Palace won it. If I stayed, then City would have won it. So you can thank me for going away for a couple of days and Palace winning the Cup. So there you go. That's it. But yeah, I'll be back obviously tomorrow morning with your news update, 8 o'clock here on FUTV. So make sure that you're prepared and ready to go for that one. I just want everyone to go and enjoy their Saturday right now. I'm going to enjoy the fact that even after Manchester United's worst ever Premier League season, at least you don't have to watch the blue half of Manchester talk about winning a trophy. Potless season for Pep Guardiola. The first time while he's been at Manchester City. At least there's that. And it's softened the blow a tiny little bit from what has happened. And if United win on Wednesday, then woof, there you go. Bragging rights and laughing rights definitely in the red half of Manchester this weekend. I'm going to wrap things up there because we are heading out. Just wanted to make sure that you were all aware that the content continues even when we're on the road, and I'll be back at 8 o'clock tomorrow. Drop your comments in on the Raasmus Handlands situation, and do you think that selling the likes of Alvaro Fernandez, Mason Greenwood, like we did last summer, have actually worked well for United? Because these were Ineos deals that happened under their reign at the football club, and we're about to make significant money from them deals. Talk to me about that. Do we need to pop any praise on them for that? I daren't say praise. I'll give them any praise. Everyone will go off their heads. But yeah, let me know on that one, everybody, as well. And Mastuno, should we be going for him rather than someone who's more ready-made? Seeing as though we're getting Cunha, is it okay to get Mastuno? Because we've already got that experienced Premier League player coming in. Let me know what you think about that, everybody. Have a fantastic Saturday evening. I will see you all bright and early in the morning, as always, 8 o'clock on FUT.